So for the past few months, I've been using the Beyerdynamic DT900 Pro X's, and I think I have given myself enough time to truly get a feel of the day-to-day use with these headphones and give you guys my honest thoughts and opinions about them. So in the box we have the headphones themselves, as well as a nylon bag for storage that holds two cables, both long and short. There's also a little brochure you get, as well as a bunch of stickers. The actual unboxing and presentation at first glance is pretty nice, especially if you have ordered any older Beyerdynamic headphones. You would know that the paper thin boxes that the DT990 Pros come with is very flawed. This newer box is much better, especially if you prefer your brand new headphones with the least amount of damage before you actually use them. Pretty simple and decent unboxing experience. I do like the bag for extra storage with the cables and other accessories, but if I were to travel with these, I would probably go for a more secure and rugged hard storage. Now I kind of want to share my thoughts about the design with these headphones, which is something that remains questionable to me. I was going to make this video a couple of months ago and I would have had fewer qualms than before, and I feel like I need to mention now. And after 3 months of using these headphones, they somehow managed to crack on the right ear cup, which I would understand if it were the case that I dropped them or if I had mishandled them, but I have been overly cautious with these since they did cost a righteous $250, which is not cheap by any means. The right ear cup also seems way looser on the metal yoke than the left driver does, which is also odd. I've also seen a lot of people online that have issues with the headband cracking and ripping out of the mold, as well as others that have pointed out that just beside the 3-pin XLR plug-in, the headphones would crack perfectly towards the ear pad, which really raises some flags for the longevity with these. In terms of the actual feel with the headphones in hand, it makes it seem very premium, and the plastic does, however, feel like a nicer quality, but it just seems that the more you put use into the headphones, the faster they diminish. Beyerdynamic is obviously not known to have such poor quality, even if you look to their older models that many people have owned for decades with very few and minor flaws. Feelings towards the overall build quality of these is kind of stiff because these are headphones that are designed to last years, yet mine have issues just after a few months of purchasing them. Obviously this can happen with practically any brand of headphones, but at a higher cost I feel as though this specific design and structuring with the 700 and 900 Pro X models have way more issues than any other buyer specific headphone. So with that out of the way, we can now move on to the sound, which is at least what I think these headphones stand out for. And for my source, I just plug these straight into my X570 board using onboard audio. The bass is pretty nice. While not being overbearing or deeply rumbly, they still manage to sound clean and deliver just enough body to satisfy my needs. Kicks also sound pretty clean and fast and do a great job at punching through tracks. The mids are super flat and neutral, and allowing the bass and treble to take just a little more space over it, so it's more V-shaped tuning but much cleaner. There are certain tracks or certain sounds, or even when you're just listening to a song, and sometimes the vocals can sound a bit away from the rest of the mix, and I think that comes down to the design choices with the headphones having a thicker driver cover, and as well as the deeper ear pads that aren't really found on their other models, which does tend to have a great effect on the sound. This can easily be reversed though by using any of the other Beyerdynamic driver covers if necessary, or just taking it off entirely and not replacing it with anything. And if you take all that into account, I'd say that the mids sound great and do have a nice sound, and it does end up sounding nice overall. So the treble is Beyerdynamic classic sounds, so normally I would say that these are bright and sharp, which they can be. However, since of course these headphones have adopted the thicker pad in front of the drivers, that makes it less harsh for listening for longer sessions of use. They are still airy with some shoutiness depending on the songs and games you are playing at high volumes, and also certain sounds can be a bit too sharp for me personally. And for me, if a track or a game has a sound that is typically sibilant, such as a snare or a crash, it can sound bad if the source is done poorly. They do also have good separation, and the soundscape that comes with that I find more enjoyable than any of the other headphones that I have tried. Such as things in music, I can hear and notice sounds that are much more muted on the Astros when I've tried to go back to them. There's a great amount of detail that the 900 Pros deliver, especially in games that have a great fidelity with the sound engine. Things such as pings and ricochets in Battlefield are what come to mind, as well as the separation from being able to hear everything going on around you, while also still being able to dial in on where footstep audio is coming from, which is pretty nice if you ask me. I also just did a full Elden Ring playthrough with these, and I can say that these are also very good for single player as well. To my ears, they sound great, and and there isn't anything I can think of in terms of wanting a different sound. Beyer has also released the DT770 Pro X limited edition that put the driver of the 900 Pros into the classic 770 Pros model. It would be interesting to see if Beyerdynamic would release the 990 Pro X limited edition version, considering the qualms I have with the design and overall build quality of the 900s. Yeah, it's a bummer that I get a pair that manages to start breaking in such a short amount of time. Regardless of the aesthetics though, they are otherwise flawless, so time will tell if they remain feasible for my PC audio needs. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would ask that you consider giving it a massive like and subscribing to the channel for more reviews and commentaries on just about anything, and as always, see you later.